So a huge problem that many people suffer is bad smells from trees, and also pollen trees give in cities and neighborhoods. It's a huge problem if you're asthmatic, if you're disabled. It also, anything that clogs up your lungs can decrease your immune system. It increases immune system reaction. It decreases the amount of energy your body has and valuable oxygen. It's more likely to cause you have anything from heart attack, asthma, to even cancer. So yes, it's bad, but nature itself and trees itself all will help cool down the environment. It helps reduce wind in the environment. They have a lot of psychological positive benefits, and the flora and fauna they bring in otherwise helps with the environment. So overall, they're net positive. Just for some people, there's bad negative effects. Now, I'm wondering, also that prevents people from planting more trees, which generally is good. Now, the worst offenders are all like the ginkgo tree and certain other walnut trees, certain fir trees that are all mostly non-native to places they are planted a bunch of, like the ginkgo tree, which is native to only a very small region in China, but now it's everywhere over the world. Not only that, they also make a lot of smelly stuff. And because smelly stuff, that bothers people. So is there an alternative? Well, one way would be to educate people more about local trees and types, which is, I think, the best one. And you could find one that works more with local environments, but this takes a lot of education and rethinking, and people like the cheap way out. Another way is, could we genetically engineer one of these ones to emit less allergenic pollen, more hypoallergenic pollen, and make it also less stinky? It might attract pollinators a little less. I don't think it will do it a ton less. It might attract them more. It will be something that you would have to figure out. Yes, it smells less, but also a bunch of trees that are bad for pollinators smell less themselves. So you could argue about it. We don't know what exactly attracts them, but we could argue back and forth. And some of these are wind pollinated, like ginkgo trees can be very much wind pollinated, so you don't use pollinators as much. The other thing that we don't know is it might reduce the viability of it a little bit. I think it can be safely done, but it'll be something you have to really research and try and see. It might not be a full reduction, but a little reduction. You could also, they don't breed as much in outside, so making them make less pollen in big bursts will not necessarily reduce the fertility of it, because most of them are bred in certain like farming places, not in the wild, well, the wild city. And you can still have the flowers and everything give a bunch of nectar. Also, by making it less bothersome, people may be willing to plant more trees, which will have even more of a net benefit and everything. On the other hand, you are genetically engineering stuff, so you are playing with nature, but I would argue it's not a big deal in this specific scenario, because ginkgo trees and stuff do not spread, are already non-native. You're not giving them something superior advantage just to spread in nature and recolonize on. You're not giving them super poison, super reproduction ability, super photosynthetic ability, or the superpowers. You're just making them less harmful to people. Yes, they could theoretically breed with other plants, but most of these ones have been here a long time and we haven't bred with other plants. Just some ideas to think of. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, leave them in the comment section below, or any criticisms, compliments, or questions. Thank you very much. Goodbye.